Doing well. Feels good to be back in the booth for a glitch mentor terms again.
Yeah. This is a special one too, because Gammachuu is our top seed right now, undefeated. We'll see if he can maintain that streak as I start them off.
Pretty solid mentors for the two of them, too.
Yeah, for sure. Got both mentors have competed in the No Logic tournament this year.
And we have differing starts, too. Was that Pendant Eastern?
Appears to be, yeah, according to Gamma's tracker for sure. Gamma deciding that Pendant Eastern means you just do Saha early, because you're probably not coming back here for a while. That's my philosophy as well. This might also just be his standard opener.
I'm a big fan of just the standard Saha opener, because it's for 3 easy items regardless.
Yeah, I've been doing Saha earlier than I used to. I like to do it out of Graveyard Ledge if I don't get a weapon.
Tier 1 Hearts found from Rob.
Yeah,
and
Hearts not really...
Hearts, too.
Hearts are one of the less useful early, the prize for, this early game resource gathering. It's a sword on Lumberjack, by the way, which could be gross, but most likely we're just not getting up to tempered, definitely not to butter in the seed.
Given the just sheer execution of these two runners, because both are standard randomizer juggernauts.
Yeah, and robjbeasley particularly is a speedrunner, very accomplished speedrunner. Has been working on RMG categories lately with, oh my goodness, we're doing a ped check already?
I mean, you have an early book. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah, I'd be doing it too. I think this is the fastest time to get to ped that isn't mirroring from Skull. We'll see if Gamma does the same thing. Yeah, and as I was saying, with Rob having that speedrun experience, Gamma have a lot of Link to the Past randomizer tournament experience, as well as making it to second place in at least one of the main tournaments, and also League, I think. Having some pretty good showings there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the place you find book where you have to check that, right? You can't just find the book there and turn around.
I mean, I could. But I'm also not most runners either. Yeah. In particular for Gamma's experience, he has starting boots here, and he is the casual boots champion from that tournament last summer.
Ah, so. That's right. Who was his opponent? It wasn't Rob, was it?
I actually think it was Rob JB.
Because that sounds very familiar. This is a epic rematch of casual boots, except we get to cheat this time. Wow, I'm glad you pointed that out, because I totally forgot that they were the finalists in casual boots.
Early flippers is always fun to find. Not having to worry about fake flipper can be nice.
It can be. The funny thing is, though, is that flippers actually make South Shore slower. Because dashing to Zora is a lot slower when you don't have the water walk. And swimming is slower than walking in general.
It's true, yes. And that was a nice Lumberjack DMA from Gamma. And is it just me, or is that a different version of his Pichu sprite?
I don't know his sprites well enough to. That is a bold turning down that 100 rupee. Ooh, that's a bow. So Gamma's not a hoverer, as far as I'm aware. He is a Moldorm bouncer, and apparently he has one of the few mentees to actually know this clip. It's a variation of Kiki Skip, but you're just doing it in a different cave. But it does the exact same thing. It gets you to this item a little quicker.
Okay, I'll be watching that back. I've been wanting to learn that for forever.
Yeah, it's if you know a visual cue for Kiki Skip, just walk to the pixel. You can walk to the same pixel here. Just kind of eyeball it and see what works. That's how I learned it. Gamma had some kind of setup involving bonking that you can watch him do, and it's probably a little bit more consistent.
Is it just me, or is it weird to have lamp in Old Man Cave?
It's very weird. It's also weird to be coming in from the side, but I'm also not a lumberjack DMAer.
I mean, I get the lumberjack DMA. Gamma did go all the way around, so.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you've checked ped, because you're coming out a weird angle. It also makes sense for Rob to be in Kakariko, given the ped check. Just kind of puts you closer to it than it does to the mountain. Rob did find something here, Quake, and Gammachuu found the hammer on the old man.
Well, hammer's a nice find.
This
looks like a graveyard ledge play.
Yeah.
Cabbages are not nice, ever.
Gammachuu is going for the two dash buffer method. Ooh, another medallion we can't use.
2 medallions already.
The good thing about the sword on Lumberjack is we know that another sword is available. So it's not going to be locking us out of Meyer, because we'll always have one sword to be able to do either Aghanim or Meyer. Because you do need to have a sword to use the medallion. And this mode does require a medallion for Meyer. It's not no logic. Ooh,
I always find it funny when you shoot down arrows from another archer.
I think it's funny when you use the silver arrows and your arrows just go right through theirs. And yeah, my arrows are stronger than your arrows.
Mine are better, friend.
My arrows can beat up your arrows. Oh no, Gammachuu got the too low hobo clip. I get that all the time. I actually don't really know what causes it, but...
Nice catch before you hit the water, though.
Showing what the correct thing to do, which is you just hold select and it will activate on the first frame. And you don't have to wait for that like minute-long splash transition that you would otherwise.
We haven't found much in this desert palace yet.
No,
we found a small key and a big key. Or we found the big key, we found something big chest.
Shovel.
And this should be a small key. The shovel. Okay.
So that's like one of the desert fetch that you like to wait for. It's just here. So it's another thing, another chore. Oh, while you're at the store, can you pick up the shovel check for me? Thanks, hon.
It is nice to find a shovel before you get through this loop, though.
Yes. The really annoying one to find here is the powder.
Having found that before, yes it is. Look at all the green rupees we got in there.
That must be the stun prize. The vanilla stun prize.
And then there was one in the chest, too. Having a book so you can check this is also kind of nice.
Yeah, you know what also speeds you up is not having 2 swords.
It's true.
There's a neat little clip you can do that goes directly from from Bombo's tablet to the K45 ledge. That I don't think a lot of people know about, but it's pretty easy. Problem is it's not on the map, because I didn't know about it when I made the map.
I mean, we all appreciate you for that map.
It's not easy to update with new glitches. I can move things around, though. I can maybe find something to sacrifice and add that one in. It's quite nice. You know, I'm surprised that Rob went that way, because he has been running Master Sword RMG, which uses a different clip there, but I think actually that he did this race maybe before learning that clip.
Maybe, yeah.
But it gets you, it's just a little bit faster than the teleport, I think.
Gamma has the option of finishing this Desert Palace.
Oh yeah, we got a nice burn a hammer bow. It's like you're probably not gonna run out of ammo, but it's gonna suck. Pick your poison. Oh, Gammachuu got soft locked in the maze race item, so he's actually not doing any of desert. And if he is, he's got to start from Leek's house, which he might do. Yeah, we're just heading straight back. This is actually perfectly fine because the shovel's here. Oh no, the shovel's in desert. Never mind, that feels bad. They'll be double dipping this screen.
Oh no. I've been watching other screen. Did he soft lock the item pickup?
Yeah, he did. Got stuck in the trunk. Or in the boy. I'm not actually sure which thing is locking you there. Glitch jail.
Really nice 3-bomb mini Moldorm from Rob.
It's really hard to beat a good bomb Moldorms. That's... You'd think like, oh, I have hookshot. I'm going to use that instead. Hookshot's a trap. Don't use hookshot. Just throw bombs. It's so much better. You can make an argument for ether. Or sword beams. But both of those require something we don't have yet.
At least 1 or 2 swords and or ether.
That is true. That is the medallion we don't have. Now, bow, hammer, and lamp means we go to pod, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm always suspicious of specifically bow and lamp together. That almost always, in my mind, points me to pod and HMG because that's a Sphere 1 location. And when you have the bow and lamp, that's every item in pod in logic except for Helmasaur. And now Helmasaur is also in logic because we have the hammer. Ooh, mushroom has been spotted by Rob.
You know, it's a little funny that I'm actually kind of surprised neither runner has had visual check the island yet.
Well, it is a little more efficient to check it here at South Shore. You're doing one less screen transition. I think actually checking it before clicking to Hobo might not be the best habit. Especially if you're doing Ice Rod Opener. Ooh, Gamma counting items leaves after that chest.
Rob did the same, so...
Yeah. So...
It's always nice to see people counting items.
We're just not in a rush to do this stupid bow burn a landmo, are we? We can come back later. Saving landmo for later can give you an excuse to check orphan checks. In this case would be just checkerboard cave.
That's too low of a... Yeah. Getting used to seeing your lineups can take some time.
So Rob is picking up that mushroom now. When we teach people to dash along there and then bonk. You don't actually have to bonk. The bonk is just because we don't expect you to know where it ends. You can just cancel your dash going down, and that will put you on the funny auto walk thing. As long as you're in the ballpark of above the island, you'll be okay.
I'll admit I still do bonk, mostly because I think it's funny.
Well, one thing flippers allow is that soft lock that I think Gamma got earlier. Rob won't be getting that because he just swims there from the island. And Gamma will have an easy time getting back to Hobo as well. But it wasn't anything, was it?
I want to say it was 3 bombs. And we're getting a kind of a more traditional these days old man DMA.
Traditional. We're calling the new DMA traditional now. I love that.
I mean, it is kind of the new tradition at this point, isn't it?
Yeah. And I like the push to call it old man DMA instead of new DMA because it's really not new anymore.
I mean, we've been calling it new DMA for 2 years now, haven't we?
I want to say more than that. I want to say maybe like 3.
So, I think it's about time to stop calling it new. I'm just trying to think of a better name for it. An old man seems like an appropriate one.
Old man DMA is a good one. That's what Drunk Future Self calls it in his tutorial video.
A good man DFS.
Turns out you can call it whatever you want. If you make the tutorial, people are going to start calling it that too.
Exactly.
It's a power I did not exercise enough. I think I should have played with that a little more. I could have come up with some real funky names. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like doing anything but throwing bombs here. I think Rob would has already cleared this room by now, if you put them side to side.
Yeah, absolutely. But
and also, not taking 50.
Upward hammer is awful.
Yeah, and not taking, gone down to Oko. I'm actually not sure what mail they're on, but here the Rob is on blue, but I think that was in. I don't know if Gamma has that. Might have been desert.
Blue mail was, I think, in Waterfall Ferry. So.
Oh, okay.
And based on how he's avoiding these crabs, he is in Oko right now.
Yep. Rob did not make it to the bow. He was trying to hover it. So, despite hovering being a little more efficient than the bomb clip Gamma did, Gamma got there first. If you put them side by side.
Yeah.
Now, I think what I would be doing here is, it makes sense to do an opportunistic cover, but now that Rob's coming back, he'll probably just go into the drop down and get the bow the normal way, and then drop down and do pod. This routes really nicely into pod.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would not be surprised to see Rob go into pod here. I mean, you do have all that East Death Mountain tempting you, but pod is most likely a crystal. It's like 2 in 7 chance it's not right now.
It surprises me that Gamma didn't do pod when he was here, getting the bow.
He had the bow, but not the hammer when he did that.
Oh, of course, because he did
afterwards.
I did old man after. Yeah, so I guess Gamma does have blue mail. It's a little safe.
Oh, the old-fashioned bomb clip too.
Yeah, I keep thinking Rob is an old school runner. I don't think he actually is. Has been running RMG as long as I think he has. I think the first time I saw him was he was doing comms for the All Dungeons tournament, and that's probably why I think he's an All Dungeons runner. But he definitely is now, and he has a PB in the old route, so he must have been running it at least somewhat, which explains why he's doing this older version of the Kiki skip. And he's quite fast too. His old route PB was about 20 seconds faster than my new route PB. It's like free, and that's like a free 2 minutes that he just got back by running a new route.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of the old route. I just think it's a fun route.
It is, yeah. Grinding out lonks over and over again it wears on you after a while. And I like the route of doing Mire Swamp and Hera, like you do in HMG, rather than doing early hook, because it's a little bit more like the randomizer, which we'll see hopefully in this seed.
How many times do we just see that all of them end up pendants sometimes?
Too often, but you should have watched the race I mentored last night where Hammer was locked behind the mitts in left side swamp.
Oh, cute. That's like the one you sent me with Hammer on pedestal.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It was a good old Smith had the shovel. Fun times. And the mirror wasn't anywhere, so you couldn't even sequence break that. You could YBA it.
So far we've gotten 2 keys. We'd kind of like to see... Actually, we've seen a key and an item. We'd kind of like to see the other item here.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. I call it the other item because we only get 2 items in the front 6 because key logic still applies.
And I'm going to subject everyone to this pun. We call it key skip because we get to skip 2 keys.
I've been running the glitches now for a year and a half. And that's the first time I've heard that pun, and I'm upset that that's the first time I've heard that pun.
It is definitely not the first time I've told it this week, so brace yourselves for more. It'll get old after a while. But for now, it's still very fun to say.
And that is a vanilla compass.
I guess it is. Compass chest.
Also worth knowing, we have one sighting of HMG logic. That Tower of Hera, we didn't get any keys.
Ah, yeah. How are we supposed to get up there without keys? And don't say Harapot, because the logic doesn't know about Harapot. The logic's too old for that.
Makes you wonder what it'd be like if Harapot wasn't logic.
Oh, Rob got that altitude arrow drop, so he had to reset the room. I promise you, he is perfectly capable of doing hammer jump from the top. He just recognized that he got an item that would make his bomb send him the wrong direction.
Gamma did a Dark World map check for us.
Oh!
Hey look, it's HMG. It's Green Pendant Swamp.
Oh, and it's a Pendant Ice too, so we probably don't even get that clip, do we?
Yeah, so,
Yeah, and Ped got dead real early, but Green Pendant's still alive.
I also still hold a vendetta about Green Pendant Swamp to this day.
It's a shame that it's Green Pendant, because if it's not Green Pendant, it's like a Blue Pendant or something, and Ped's dead. You could do Swamp in the wrong dungeon state and not even worry about the prize. If you're looking for items.
It's a shame, because I like talking about HMG Swamp logic.
Yeah, it's good stuff. That's why we play this mode.
You have it be cane locked.
Well, I mean, it is still relevant if we're looking for the cane and we're in Mire and we find out that Vidi has a key because we've counted all the other items. We can decide not to go into Swamp to look for it because we know it's not there.
Mm-hmm. We have one runner entering pod, and we have one runner going for the end of it.
And this will be first blood for Rob. If he can pull off the no spin speed hammer Helmasaur, good luck.
I mean, you have the option of the bow, at least.
That's true. The bow makes it... Yeah, you always have the bow, don't you? The bow makes it pretty safe if you want to be safe. I think Rob is just old... I think Rob is just old school enough to attempt the hammer fight.
And he probably has the execution to do it. And honestly, one of my least favorite parts of Swordless Pod, this room. Turtle room is not fun without a sword to me.
Well, if I was any better at it with the sword, I would say the same, but I actually have practiced the sword fight a little more. Swordless fight. Oh, it's not too bad if you learn the all dungeon strat, which doesn't use the sword because the fighter sword doesn't really do anything in the turtles. It takes, more than one spin to kill them. So if you go into the guides for that, you can learn how to do that room with just hammer. It's the same.
Yeah, I've been learning it. It's just I don't have to like it.
Yeah, you don't have to like it. This Helmasaur for Rob, he's opting for the bow, which is
it's safer.
Prudent, yeah. God, I tried doing this without spin speed the other day, and I don't know how people used to do this on the 5 hearts that you would have in the old route.
So about that East Death Mountain that we haven't touched yet.
Yeah, we should probably go there. We don't have Moon Pearl yet.
Yeah.
It's that or what? Pendant Eastern and Escape?
There's also King's Tomb.
Oh yeah, the one check that Sphere 1 kind of wish wasn't.
Gamma not counting his items as well. They'd end up getting the Harmless Hellway key. But
Yeah.
he won't have to reset the room on an arrow drop like Rob did, so
Oh yeah.
time neutral.
So it's a little harder to count items when if you're used to looking at your HUD and being like, okay, I have 2 keys, that means Harmless always a key. HMG messes that up. Get out of that habit. Start actually counting the keys because it will mess you up. And it's better to mess you up in this way than the other way where you like skip an item because you think it's a key. But it's still a time loss.
I'll be completely honest. That's why I use a key sanity tracker at all times.
I do too. I don't think about looking at it though. The problem is that I'm counting keys, but like they left 2 keys on Bowlock side, so even using your tracker isn't really going to help you. You'll see, oh, I only found 3 keys. Well, there's 2 left on the Bowlock side that you may not have remembered. Most of the time, you can just count to 2 in the back.
We didn't get anything Spiral Cave, so. Bunch of items Paradox Cave. And hey, we have a hammer. We could clip up to the top of Turtle Rock, drop down, do Super Bunny.
Mm-hmm. That's probably a good reason to put this off, is you don't want to have to make that decision until you know that there's nothing left to do that's good. So if I had come up here much earlier than they did, I would definitely not have done Super Bunny Cave, but given that they're at the 26-minute mark and still looking for a Moon Pearl, it might actually be wise to go there.
Okay, hi, Near. To be completely... That speeds up Super Bunny.
It does. Gives you more Turtle Rock, too, and Mimic Cave. Rob says no, or maybe later. Which is fair,
Rob
because
says, I don't want to deal with those 3.
getting out of Mini Moldrum Cave there is probably not faster than just saving and quitting to the mountain at that rate. If you've already killed the Moldrums, it might be good, but I don't know if it's worth doing there. The mirror gives them the front of escape with Pyramid Fairy, which is a little more efficient than just doing front of escape by itself. So Rob is going for that now because he's doing a clip that will keep his camera broken.
I wonder what I would have gotten 16 minutes ago.
It's okay. You know your opponent didn't do it. It's HMG.
I always know my opponent didn't do it. That's why I do it.
Rob clipped somewhere that is not a place to clip, as far as I'm aware, for anything. It's too high for... Yeah, it's too high for Graveyard Legend, too low for Hair Clip. It looked like he was trying King's Tomb. See what he does again here. He has, remember that these people do have mentors, so if he was trying for something and Crabble saw him fail, Crabble probably knows what he failed to do.
Yeah.
And Rob is showing us that you can actually do the fast hair clip and then walk down the stairs, which is not faster, but it is easier than doing the left side clip. You have to do so many clips to do that. I swear that clipping through these mountain railings is harder than clipping through the overworld ledges. The little 2 tile wide cliffs.
Yeah. It doesn't help that, there's cabbages raining on your head in this area too.
Rob is doing something bold here, which is to do King's Tomb while having a portal set up. He has to Death Warp, though, and he has too much health. He'd have to use 8 of his bombs. That's... I think you just need your diagonal to be clean, so it's buffered. There you go. And
he's not doing
Oh, he hasn't done this yet. Okay.
Yeah, Gamma did this, and he's going to combine it with the Houlihan drop to get to the front, I believe.
Well, this makes a lot more sense than Kingston, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've actually mixed up who did the what here, too, so...
I just thought they both did it. Kind of looks like he was attempting a... Oh no, he's... doesn't know how to get out. There
if you're not used to getting...
Yeah.
if you're not used to getting out here, it can be a little tricky to find your way out.
Yeah, it's a weird spot. The correct thing to do there is to just hop down and walk to the right, and there's a bush there. But he got a little bit, like, confused. Probably didn't know that was an option.
Alright, come on, Moon Pearl and Pyramid Fairy, just because that's always funny.
Well, Moon Pearl and Uncle is funnier. In my opinion. But we all know it's just going to be on Armos. Oh, a sword.
First sword in Pyramid Fairy. Is it the sword, the right check, or the left check in the random settings?
Don't ask me.
If chat knows, please let us know.
You know, I do rando. I've done a little bit of rando speedrunning. I think it's the bow in the left chest and the sword in the right. I'm not sure. Sword in the left? Oh, no. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I trust Amerith.
So, I trust Amerith, too.
But that sword is not a Moon Pearl. It is still pretty good to have.
I will never say no to having a sword, rather than not having a sword.
We probably don't need to worry about the sword on Lumberjack. We already kind of didn't, because like it's a sword lock sword.
I mean, both of these runners are exceptional runners and can probably do Master Sword Ganon without too much effort at all.
Well, the other thing is we've already seen at least one of the tablets doesn't have a sword on it. Both of the tablets have to have swords for that sword to be hard required at this point.
We actually know the tablets don't have anything.
Oh, we've seen both. So that book doesn't do anything. Let us check pad and make us put off Eastern and Swamp forever, which will definitely have our Moon Pearl and Fire Rod.
Eastern has Moon Pearl, Swamp has Fire Rod.
Yeah, Swamp cannot have Moon Pearl, sadly. Because technically...
We will find a way to make it work one day.
Yeah, we'd have to, It would require you to enter from Hera. And you're just never supposed to spend that key from Hera. Dungeon Shuffle, maybe, if we add entrance rando, but of course that could just put Swamp in the Light World as well. But Myra in the Light World and Swamp in the Dark World would be live for Moon Pearl. I think Moon Pearl could be in Swamp and Inverted.
What
in
did
HMG.
you do, Gamma?
Gamma Hera clipped and got stuck inside of Tower of Hera, but not in the right kind of inside.
That looks like I believe you usually had to do a right input to get yourself set up. I think that was a left input.
So I think the problem is that, like, when I do this version, I actually do an up input. But now that they're doing two kinds of Hera clip, their muscle memory is from one is jamming the other. It's easy enough when you only do one kind of Hera clip, but when you're doing two kinds, oh god, poor Gamma. Actually using the cape to avoid boulders. This is what I mean by this clip taking like a million years to do. Like,
especially if you're not comfortable with your dash buffers as much.
Yeah, even if you are, it's still like, I swear it's like 20 of them. Gamma had to like rest his hand and re-press B because it was slipping off probably. But he made it. So that thing that Rob did earlier where he just did the fast hair clip and then walked down the stairs, that's good to know about if you have trouble with that. Did Rob just get a key dash there?
Yeah, he did.
It's casual key rat key dash, no big deal. It's like a casual Boots finalist would know how to do that, wouldn't they?
Why is that just there?
Why is that just there? Is that why we have the lamp?
I think so.
You could sequence break that with a swim clip.
I was just thinking about how one of my friends would have that in the first 3 minutes.
Is it Breadcoon?
It is, in fact, bread.
Ooh, this is an interesting opener because it gets you hammer pegs, but then what? I'm not sure.
Honestly, I think this is just a hammer pegs and then save and quit to reconsider where you're going.
Oh, and to check the map because he hasn't checked it yet. Getting the bad news that swamp is boring today.
And there's that King's Tomb Death Warp we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's the thing I thought what Rob was doing on 4 hearts, which I was like, wow, that's bold. 4 hearts, you have to use 8 bombs. You can, and sometimes aggro the guard to shoot you, but it's still really slow. Rob is really, I think, expecting to be able to get out of here, and now understanding why that's a dead end. You could swim clip out if you're comfortable swim clipping, but it's probably not worth going that way. It's very slow.
Yeah. And on the right side, that is a good check that gets isolated a lot, especially if you've already done Pyramid.
Okay, so what Rob is doing here is there's a way to do the portal there when you have the glove but not the hammer. He actually has the hammer and not the glove, and was getting some wires crossed, and probably Cruball told him you can't get that portal.
Probably. I can just hear it now. Yeah. I used the bomb clip to get out of there with the glove, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy enough. You can technically do it with like a YBA, but it's just stupid. It might even be on the map. It shouldn't be, it's stupid, but it's there. So is Gammachuu just like really behind? Or did he do something that Rob didn't do?
I wouldn't say Gamma's behind. It's really too early to call anyone behind. My question is, did Gamma not get the Pyramid Fairy clip? The Pyramid Fairy displaced portal?
Probably gonna do it last. So here's what happened with Gamma is he bought 3 blue potions before doing this. And if your plan is to do this and then fake flute to 3 to do the mirror checks there, you do the portal last. You just leave it there and do all this. And then he's gonna find his moon pearl and it's not gonna matter, but that is, I mean, it kind of matters a little. It is faster to do that last if your next play is in the Dark World, regardless of if you have a moon pearl or not.
Yeah, and honestly, the blue potions will still be useful for, melted flute shenanigans.
I mean, he can still fake flute if he wants. Like, it's not just a bunny clip. It's also get around the world quickly. We don't have a real flute. Might as well use the fake ones. Store brand is fine.
Store brand flute. Yes, this is our great value flute. So we'll probably be going all the way through here as well. And 3 shields.
3 shields, 1 sword. Technically, we know about 2.
And we can get those swords too.
Okay.
Without the clip, I don't know how to do to get into Castle Tower.
Can we call the bargain bin flute the recorder?
What are we, Zelda 1?
Yeah, well, the problem with the clip to get into Castle Tower is you still have to do Castle Tower. It doesn't get any faster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was just referring to the fact we have Cape.
Oh, yeah. And that clip, I think, for some reason, isn't in Logic. Even though it probably should be.
Also, I'd like to shout out the vanilla item layout in Thieves Town so far. Because while it wasn't the same item that's usually in Thieves Town, the map, compass, and big key were all in their vanilla spots.
Oh.
And ambush chest was an item.
So you actually do know the vanilla items in these. I could not have told you what they were.
I mean, I don't know what the vanilla item is. I think it's a big 20.
I would have thought, I've actually thought a blue rupee, but big 20 there's more of them, so it's probably that. Yeah, here we go. You get the portal last because it's faster. It's more efficient.
With all those blue potions, he was obviously going to do some YBA fake flutes. He's probably happy to see that, too.
Yes.
And that's he identified he got stuck in the wall there, had to get out. And now we start checking things around the map.
It still feels like Rob is like crazy ahead. I don't understand. I do see that Gamma had like a soft lock that Rob didn't have, but this feels like a lot of time difference. Maybe Gamma didn't do Saha's closet?
Rob did not do Saha's closet.
Oh, okay. Gamma did have a soft lock also on the hobo clip, so that was...
Yeah.
Maybe those things just add up.
Yeah, they do. Gamma did have a couple of soft locks, because he also soft locked the race game grab.
Right, yeah, and had to go back to desert. Yeah, that would definitely account for that. Nice hook shot, back of Thieves. This is a nice breezy Thievesy. You have the... Ooh, I get to talk about the thing I learned from Structural Might. That if you don't have a glove, but you do have the mirror and you're not opening the big chest, you should mirror out because it's faster.
That actually would... that checks out, that would be faster.
But it's only in this specific scenario. Now this is the time where you go back into desert. Or maybe not even that. Maybe not even. Maybe you do it with Meyer. Because we don't have Kane. So we're probably not doing Meyer yet.
This Landmo fight is still slow.
Yeah, this is... I mean, NMG Landmo, when you do it right, is like 2 or 3 cycles at best. And if you come back with Fire Rod or Silvers, it's 1 cycle. So it's definitely worth just putting it off. Okay, there's a sword.
We like that. I believe that officially is nail in the coffin for
Yeah. You could have made an argument for like they're in sword go mode and it's like bird in the hand over bird in the bush, but it's, we just have the birds in the hand now, so we don't have to worry about it.
And we're getting the teleports up to go to... Oh, hi, Fire Rod.
Yeah, speaking of hi-fi, we're about to high-five up here in Village of Outcasts. Did Gammachuu not do the Meyer overworld?
Not currently, no. Although that Fire Rod might send him down there soon.
I think the Fire Rod will send him up, because Skullwood's there, which will end the route? So I'm just not sure, like, I'm guessing he just wants a chance to find the Cane.
Do you know what I just realized about this HMG seed?
What? It's a hover seed?
We're go -2.
Oh.
Assuming we know Rob hovers, he's already proven that. You said Gamma's a Moldorm bounce.
Oh, well, the hookshot's in Thieves. They're just getting the hookshot in the seed, but...
Oh.
Yeah, it's...
I didn't even see it. So, yeah, they're go -2 right now. You don't need a glove for this seed.
You do not need a glove. You need an Ice Rod and a Cane. Those are the 2, right?
Yeah.
So we really need to have that Meyer Medallion info. Because we don't know if Ether's needed yet.
That's what Super Jump's for later.
Super Jump is
like
so slow. It's so slow.
Well, for Rob, that feels like the route I need.
Oh yeah, Rob can probably do like the actual Super Jump to Meyer. That's true. Where you don't know what the medallion is, so you blind check all of them until you get the right one.
He's not been down to South Dark World yet.
No, but also what I'm saying is that he's done the speed run where you do the Super Jump straight to Meyer, and it's a little more efficient than doing it to like Swamp and fixing your camera. So
I've never seen this, and I need to.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a bunch of blind movement in the Meyer overworld, and Meyer overworld's hard enough and you can see what you're going.
I kind of want to try it now.
It's one of those things you only learn if you're doing it for the speedrun. It's just... even though we should learn it from Rando because it's faster, it's so annoying just for slight more efficiency to actually memorize all of that movement. Ooh,
so far we've found keys here.
Yeah? Did Rob do like front to back? Oh!
I think he did middle.
Hang on. Why is Rob on Fighter Sword?
Because Rob did not do dig game.
Oh, Rob's the one who came from the north. Oh, that's right.
Gamma came from the south, did dig game.
Hence the high five.
Absolutely beautiful fire rods so far.
Yeah, the Hive Magic fight is really fun. I think it's the proper way to fight Moth. It's the game's intended way. Like, you get that fire rod, you have access to the magic bat. I think you're supposed to just get half magic and do a bunch of fire rod shots.
I mean, that's how I did as a kid, because I didn't know that you could fight him with a sword.
Oh, that must have been hard, because as a kid you probably don't have the aim that Rob has here.
Oh, absolutely, it was difficult.
But also, the correct way to do Thieves' Town as a kid is to walk out and get everything you can get with the mitts, and then come back and kill blind with 3 red potions. So.
Yeah. Also, that may have been my 7th crystal as a kid, because I hated the blind fight. Interesting to do the middle to back Skull Woods and then go front when when this could be a very solid terminus.
Well, it's not a terminus for Rob, because I think he doesn't want to go down again. It is a rare 2 items in the front layout, though. It's pretty awful for really anything.
Ooh, we're off script a little bit here because we got an unfortunate spin.
Oh yeah, the spin. Ooh, you don't want to see blind at the bottom. Cleans it up nicely, though.
Where do we want to go now? Yeah, and we save and quit out of Skullwoods. Huh.
Well, Rob doesn't know the super jump to Mire. Maybe that's what we're seeing. Or more likely just the super jump to Thieves. Or not Thieves, Hype Cave.
I do love watching people jump up and down the mountain a bunch of times. And while it is a fairly slow trick, this is one of the most visually satisfying ones.
Well, this is the best way to get to the South Dark World when you're missing the glove. So it's pretty, like, this is the time for it. You've already terminated at Skull. I like this route from Rob. The route from Gamma's working out really well, too. Gamma having to, go back to Mire is kind of going to be awkward. Because I don't think he knows the direct route that Rob knows.
I think we're getting a first check of swamp play.
Oh, the yellow swamp, I love it. I guess if you're doing super jump, this is as close as it gets. The funny thing about the first chest of swamp is if you have the mirror and the flippers, anything can be here, even the Mire medallion.
I've played that seed too.
Even the swamp small key can be here.
Mm-hmm.
The real problem is you go in here expecting to get one item and leave, and you find the swamp small. It's the same as like going into TR and getting the key, and then getting a key again, and you just keep going without a fire rod. You're like, come on, it's supposed to kick me out by now. Nice fetch quest, though.
I'm not a fan of that spot for that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, though. I mean, I would worry a little bit more if we, like... If Gamma's also going to never get that. You kind of expect that your opponent's probably not going to do swamp, so you can just hold on to that powder for a bit, unless you really feel like you need an advantage. But there's just no reason to go back and check it. It's pretty far away from anywhere you're going to be. There's a lot of like vanilla red rupees in Hype Cave.
I mean, there are 28 red rupees in the pool. You gotta imagine some of them end up vanilla. The question is, how many of them? How many people realize there are vanilla red rupees in the Hype Cave? Because I'll admit, I didn't know about them. I don't remember what's in those checks. I haven't checked those in 10 years.
You know what really helped me learn what the vanilla locations were? It was creating a major item shuffle preset. I had to plan out everything that was junk.
That'd do it, yeah.
So I know the laser bridge items are also progressively higher rupees and 1 small key. Everything in Swamp that's not a dungeon item or the hook shot is also rupees. Yeah, it is also one of the 300s that some of the NMG routes do.
I actually knew about that 300 because I routed that in for a friend of mine and I'd do a co-op NMG run, so we were doing 100% and that was his money source. Powder turning.
Oh yeah. Well, this is also not doing Meyer. We're probably going to do this and go back, right?
I can't imagine not, because why else would you leave that portal there?
We need that. We need that info, because we're so close to go mode. You don't want to find the Ice Rod and Cane in GT and have to question whether you should do the right side before climbing or not. Like, you just want to know. And Gamma also saving quitting out of here, which for him it's truly terminal. There's nothing left to do here.
I imagine this ends up being this. This feels like it's probably gonna be either Darkness Mountain or GT.
Yeah, Gamma is keeping the camera broken, which is usually GT. I don't think he needs to super jump again unless he really wants to go to Meyer. I think you don't go to Meyer now from all the way over here just to check the medallion until you have the cane.
Yeah,
But
this is GT.
we get to see the medallion. And it's Ether. Oh my goodness.
Okay, we are go -3.
I think Gamma is just assuming he has the Meyer medallion. This could get very interesting for him.
Or
Oh, it's just here? Oh, come on.
Really?
Well, it'll at least nod him,
Really?
right? That's no fun. I wanted that to be on the powder, but we already knew it wasn't.
No key in Hope Room. Always interesting to see. One day I'm going to learn how the logic in this dungeon works.
Yeah, one day they're going to update the game and the logic's going to change. It's going to have cross keys logic, most likely.
We've only found 2 small keys here, so that probably means a key in Tile Room.
Yeah, it could be, but there's also plenty more chests to get that could be keys on the way to Isomeros. Usually, I don't know, I always say when I walk out of here with 2 keys that Tile Room's probably a key. And I would like to know that that's true, but I just kind of assume it. And it usually works out.
I just assumed Tile Room has nothing until proven otherwise.
What was that?
What was
What?
that fire stick, though?
I've never seen that before. Okay, we have to do Tile Room, I think. Well, no, because we spent the key. I've never seen this fire snake just go up and down in that little corner like that before. And judging by his reaction, I don't think Gammachuu's seen it before either. So Rob chose not to go into Meyer, which I think I might have actually gone in. Just because you can save and quit out.
looking for that cane and mire.
Yeah, and you have to get the big key anyway. But I totally understand the decision not to, because if you're going in there, you're probably also doing swamp. You don't want that kind of baggage. You just go to GT. Everything's just going to be here. Which, as we know, Gammachuu has so far found absolutely nothing here.
But he did find the big key, which you do like to see in the side you can get to.
You do. You also like to see it late if you're not go-moding it, because you want it to be hard for the other player to get if they're also in go mode here and you're not. It was a risky strat for Bob's chest.
I swear it looks like the Peach is wearing an Umbreon hoodie.
Maybe it is.
Okay, so there's nothing in the basement so far.
And I think Gamma not coming up with the same conclusion that 2 small keys means tile room is probably a key, maybe definitely a key. I'm not actually sure. It might just be like if a key shows up upstairs, then we have to go back down again and do tile room, but we're just hoping it doesn't show up there.
I mean, they can't do tile room right now.
Oh, of course. Okay, it's the cane we're missing, not the fire rod. Yeah, good point. On the other hand, though, like, we aren't just cane go mode. The ice rod could still be there. So this is going to royally suck to get back to.
Yeah. I also agree, you just climb now.
Of course. Yeah, you wouldn't... Cane could be up here, too. It's perfectly in logic.
I'm not sure you'll want to wish an ice rod hunt on your worst enemy, but...
It's a fun...
Let alone people you enjoy playing with.
When we went to Hera, did we find 2 items?
I don't remember.
Because nobody's been back there. You'd think somebody would have done Hera by now, but if both items are found, then it's another one you could just put off forever. Like Desert.
We all know it's just Penn and Eastern, right?
Yo, the Moon Pearl was supposed to be there. It's in Swamp. Oh man, I totally would have done Mire. Because I would want to know if it even can be in Swamp. So probably after this, I would want to go to Mire.
Really nicely done on that.
Maybe...
Rainbow 2.
Okay, East Death Mountain, then Mire. Because Hookshot Cave is a bunch of items. And they're very quick. Oh! It looked like Gammachuu was trying for, like, the bow strat, but using Fire Rod and the timing is different. Or maybe there's just a Fire Rod strat, I don't know, but it didn't work out very well. Oh, he's going for the fast Wizzrobes. Doesn't get all 4 of them.
Still faster than I can do with a bow.
Yeah, 2 cycles perfectly fine there. It's something you have to practice. I bet Rob knows it. He runs a category that does that Armos. Or that, God, I keep saying the wrong word. That bow Wizzrobe. Although it doesn't do it anymore, Sag. Pour one out for any percent RMG.
Oh, Stairmaster?
Yeah, Rob has actually been running the Stairmaster version of that, so I don't know how practiced he is at the traditional route of actually doing the game.
Gamma remembering to grab the key, just in case.
Yeah, grabbing the key also, for me, it helps me count keys and understand whether tile room is a key or not. Especially if your tracker is marking all 4. Like, I think he found all 4 here, so tile room's an item.
Yeah, that is the 4th key.
It's live for Ice Rod and tile room. And also a sword showed up at some point, which I didn't notice.
Mini Helma left.
Nice. Bow is still good in rando.
Every non-glitch runner hopes to see that some days. That was our 2nd bow in the Moldrum chest.
Every non-glitch runner except the cross keys players. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. That's a fun one. If the first bow wasn't free, then this would have been a Mimic Lip Seed.
The first bow was unfortunately completely free.
It was fortunately free.
That's what I said.
Oh, I heard unfortunately.
I absolutely said unfortunately because it's funnier that way.
Well, it's unfortunate because Ice Rod is totally an Eastern, and we've just been sleeping on it the whole time. Ooh, we just lost Gammachuu for a second. Okay, he's back.
What happened there, I wonder?
I'm gonna guess that it was some kind of like... Oh, now it's his tracker. Okay. I thought it was like a, you know, you got a raid or something.
Looks like graphical glitch that I've seen sometimes too, but...
Well, the gameplay's still there.
That's what's important. Where are we going? Is this gonna be... Okay.
Well, Gamma hasn't done hammer pegs yet.
And he probably knows hammer peg escape with the hook shot.
Yes, and then you can do Mire. Like, yeah, that's
really smart routing if he does the hook shot escape.
Yeah, and this makes sense for him. I don't think it makes sense for Rob because he's already done hammer peg. So we might see Rob go up the mountain first to do hookshot cave.
You're always happy to see the sword in Mini Helmasaur.
Oh, this is odd. I can see Gamma's timer. But the cropping is wrong all of a sudden. He changed his layout or something. The heck?
What happened?
I don't know, but the location of his timer and tracker changed. The tracker is still yellow, so it's not useful to us.
Gamma.
I don't know if he did that on purpose. But I hope he liked the color yellow, because that's what Gamma has in his inventory right now.
The entire color of yellow is in his inventory.
That's the color of all 3 medallions that he definitely... Wait, where are we in Hera?
Finishing the dungeon, I think.
Oh, but he didn't do hammer pig escape. Oh, he didn't do the thing we thought he was going to do.
Gamma!
Gamma! You're never going to get to Mire at this rate. So Gamma's the one who doesn't even know that Mire Medallion is Ether, which is kind of hilarious. He just really doesn't want to go there without Kane, because he doesn't want to have to make that decision to go into Swamp or not. Hera is fine, though. Hera into East Death Mountain, perfectly good play.
Admittedly, Gamma does like to play for density, and at the moment, finishing Hera and then going to East Death Mountain, possibly into TR, possibly down to Catfish that's been isolated. All of those are more dense than just potential 2 items in Mire.
True.
And 2 items in Mire shed.
But Mire is also valuable information about things like what medallion is required and whether Kane can be in Swamp. So you can make an argument for that as well.
Yeah.
Gamma is telling me in real time that his tracker is coming back very soon. So it was a layout change after all. Thank you, Gamma.
Thank you, Gamma.
It's okay, we would know if the Ice Rod shows up or the Cane. So there's not really a whole lot to look at here. And we've seen every fetch quest in the game. Unless you count the gloves.
I think we also just watched a live moment of Red Kitsune reminding Gamma that he has a hammer and doesn't have to clip up into the clouds.
Oh, that's a funny one. Yeah, that's totally a week 6 mistake to make. Of forgetting that you can do non-glitch stuff.
Okay, let's be real. When you're first learning glitches, you feel so powerful about the fact that you can do glitches, you forget you can do things the normal way.
Yes. I can tell you that last night I was in a race where I opened Swamp from Mire, and then I came back with the mirror and went in from Hera instead of just walking there and going in normally, which I felt really dumb about.
Like, if it happens to Namo, who's been doing glitches for as long as I've known her.
Oh no, it happens to me more than it happens to other people. I promise you that. I guess this is the downside of doing Hookshot Cave, is you have to do this clip.
On the upside, this clip is really fun to watch. For viewer, spectator, all these clips are just cool.
This clip is especially cool because it's like, what the heck is happening here? You're on this island and suddenly you're in Hookshot Cave. No, this is actually just Hera clip on the other side. It's the same glitch.
Mm-hmm. All right, Hookshot Cave, what have we got for us?
Ooh, and Rob hot on his heels here. There's a... kind of a temporary lead for Gamma. If Hookshot is... If something is here that we need.
Well, nothing was there. We're going into Turtle Rock.
Oh, that means not Catfish.
Well, first we're going to Mimic Cave.
That's bold.
I mean, again, Gamma likes to play for density, so this makes sense, too.
Well, now Catfish is super isolated. Because before it was just part of this check, but now it's not. It's not really part of anything else either.
Knowing Gamma, I believe the proper term for Catfish right now is doesn't exist.
It's funny when people have strong feelings about certain checks. It's almost like a cult build up around believe in Pendant Pod and never check Catfish.
I get the playing for density decision on leaving Catfish. I'll admit, I get that. It's not much density though, because it's only 2 checks unless you get the big key here.
Yeah, and it's also just like you go in here and you find like a compass and a key, and then what? You've actually found nothing. You've done Mimic Cave, and you can benefit a little bit if the big key shows up, because then you don't have to come back when you're in go mode.
And if big key shows up, you can get 2 more checks from Big Chest and Crystal Roller. Kane and Crystal Roller, that's a classic.
Yeah, I like that one. And of course, our old pals, the Chomps, which is a kind of like within Turtle Rock, a Sphere 1 location. It could be anything it wants. Big Chest is a little more constrained, but Big Chest being a small key allows more stuff to happen. So that's good, at least. Like, that's a good outcome of dipping TR and not finding the cane. You just have the big keys so that when you come back, you can do Trinex and not have to do the rest. What's Rob thinking here? Oh, he's going to mirror clip in here. Does he not know you can just hook speed clip? I bet if he didn't before, he does now. So I don't think that's faster than hook speed clip, although it did look pretty fast. Looks like Gamma found every key in TR.
Gamma's found all but 1 key in TR, the last of which is almost definitely down in on Laser Bridge. Because that's where it likes to be. Usually in the last check on Laser Bridge that you check.
Gosh, neither of them going to Catfish. At least it's even. Now Gamma is correcting camera. Maybe he's just doing straight Catfish? Trying to think of what else he would do from here.
I don't know.
Fake flute to... I was even saying this earlier, that fake flutes are not just for bunny walking. I would do it on the other side, because this side, the bonk, doesn't necessarily put you on the pixel. It's a 50-50. Alright, this is Gamma doing Meyer. Ooh, Rob showing us how to do the hard RNG in that room. That's the NMG talking.
Alright, now, I would like to point out, sometimes your visual lineups are a little different when you're in fake Light World.
Yeah, if you know your Light World cues, I think they mostly work. There we go.
I believe they do, yeah. This screen looks so wrong with Light World palette.
Hey, Gamma's heart sank or maybe he was like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to go in here without Kane. He's gonna get the ether here."
Either way, the heart's gonna sink one way or the other.
So now Gamma does this, and I think you just do swamp after. What else are you gonna do? Where are we going? Oh, we're gonna clean up desert, of course. Yeah, this is fine.
It's no items though.
No, but it's here, and it's not going to get faster now. And the thing that the reason it's good now is because it gives him the full heal to enter Mire.
It also lets him think on if he actually wants to, which he should.
Oh, here comes our layout change again.
Hi, Gamma.
He'll be back. I had to recrop though, I think. Oh no, the tracker is still yellow. This is the most blinding shade of yellow.
Right. It really is. And now our timer's a Pichu ear.
Okay, we're just gonna use the desert wall to
Yeah, we'll just fix that during the desert screen transition.
There's nothing to watch here anyway, it's just the screen shaking.
It's the screen violently shaking as the wall decides to move itself over to the left.
There's something about Gamma's tracker or timer being red at the 110 mark that's terrifying, implying that he has finished HMG seeds faster than that before.
I mean, there was that one weekly he joined where he put up, what was it, a 117?
Okay, here's Rob. Did he just, like, save and quit and come back here just to do catfish?
I think he did.
Alright.
Which is pretty slow.
I respect it.
I respect it, too, not wanting to leave it. Although, I will also say, I want to imagine he actually just hovered his way out of TR. The entire distance of the lobby gap.
And it was nothing. What are we doing now? We're going to Eastern? No way.
Eastern Palace? In this economy?
Is that what this is? Or have we not turned in the mushroom yet? We've not turned in the mushroom yet.
We've not turned in the mushroom
has, but he hasn't. So he has to clip around this rock. It's a clip you don't see very often.
Yeah, you really don't see this often, do you?
Wouldn't surprise me, though, if he just goes to Eastern after this because of proximity. Because his ship has sailed for entering Mire, whereas Gamma, really, there's no better time to do it than now.
For one, Gamma hates Pendant Eastern.
You should probably get those arrows, Rob. Oh, Rob, you have 4 arrows. Get the arrows.
You're going into Eastern Palace, so at least you can get arrows there, but...
It's faster to get these. Like, actually...
I agree. I agree.
Oh, no. Okay, was that a Godmire? Alright, I actually need to start counting keys on Gamma's side. Because I'm pretty sure we just got the big key. That's 1 small.
Yeah, 1 small.
Oh my god, Rob hasn't done this yet. I was right.
Shoutouts to the hour and 10-minute difference between the 2 runners checking Saw's Closet. 2 schools of Saw's Closet thought.
Do it with Pendant Eastern or do it first. Makes sense. Well, we know that the other chest isn't a key, so... That's key number 2.
Key 2. So one of these next 2 chests has to be a key. Or else...
Or else Swamp is Mire locked. Or,
yeah.
Yes, Swamp is Kane locked. Thankfully, because of, I forget which runner, I guess the one who has powder, Rob, showed us that Swamp is in fact Mire locked and not just clowning its own small key in the front.
Okay. That's not a small key. So if this is a small key, then...
Oh, it's the ice rod.
Okay.
So,
we like this.
This is great. Hopefully Red Kitsune knows that Swamp is not the Kane. Look at that. We finally got a seed where knowing this logic is relevant. We don't have to do Swamp anymore.
I alluded to that 40 minutes ago. It feels great.
That's a fantastic item to find too, because now you're in Kane Go mode. You can cross so much off your tracker now. You don't have to go back to GT. You don't have to go to Swamp. You don't have to go to the rest of TR. So Rob is probably going to find the Kane here. Is that what this is, or it's an Ice Palace?
Hear me out. Spike Cave.
We have to find the glove first.
We don't have a glove. That's correct.
But the glove has to be somewhere.
You can tell I play cross keys because that is a normal cross keys mistake.
Oh, Gammachoo's doing the... Did he learn this from Krithel? Because Krithel is the only person I know who does this setup.
I would not be surprised. Has he had Krithel's mentor? I actually don't know.
He must have, because Krithel's the only person who does this. that bomb clip setup. Where's he going? Oh my god, is he going to hover at the Trinex gap? No, he doesn't hover.
He's not the hoverer here.
He's going to Catfish.
He's going to Catfish.
I'm so used to everybody who's, like, Gammachuu good, knowing how to hover, but, like, I respect it. Gammachuu proving you don't have to hover to be Gammachuu good.
It's
and
true.
Rob apparently counting items in Eastern and has already checked peds, so gets to skip out on Armos. Didn't even find a glove. So, glove and ice?
Is it really just go to Ice Palace?
I'm trying to think of what Rob even has left that isn't just go to Mire and find out that your Kane is not in Swamp. Krellball knows that logic too, so we can count on Rob not wasting time in Swamp. And apparently, I mean, Gammachuu would have gone to Swamp if it made sense to while he was there, so I think we can count on that too, that Gammachuu knows that Kane's not in Swamp. So Gammachuu goes to Eastern, and this is going to give time back to Rob. It's also just the thing that makes sense to do right now. Rob is doing... Okay, Rob is going to show you that thing I was talking about. Blind navigating to Mire. Watching. He actually knows the medallion. It's really funny when they don't, because they have to just try them and see which one works. There it is. If you do it right, you get this, like, screen scroll that saves, like, 6 to 11 frames going into the entrance. And it looks funny.
Huh. That was actually really neat. Thank you, Rob, for showing that to us.
Yeah, you can see how much time it saves over fixing your camera at Swamp.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're going directly to Mire.
You know what location is live for Gammachuu right now that we've already seen, but he hasn't? First chest of Swamp can actually just be the Kane, or the small key. So, Gammachuu doesn't quite know that Swamp isn't Mire locked.
Yeah. But he does know that he doesn't have... He knows that he doesn't have to go all the way to Swamp from Mire. He knows it's either Mire locked or has a vanilla key and is funny.
Yeah, he knows that he can walk into the front of Swamp and find everything he needs from that door. So, Kane and the Icebreaker chest?
Nope. I just noticed on tracker, Kane's in Eastern.
Oh! Rob just has it. Okay. So he's just in go mode soon. Very soon. Rob doesn't have to read the logic at all. Funny thing is he's doing Fiddy first.
Well, when you're expecting there to be either an item or a small key on Viddy, and you're in a go -1, it makes sense to do...
Oh, of course.
Vitreous first, because if he just has the Ice Rod, you're done.
Of course, yeah. This is perfect sense. He does have to go back in, though. That's very important. That he doesn't just skip out and do TR. It's easy to do this, and like, especially if Viddy's an item, to like say, oh, I'm just not going to go back in. Rob is really lucky, I think, that Viddy's not an item.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the Kane.
Kane and Vanilla Big Key Chest,
all right.
And that is go mode. Oh, we're getting Fluteless Spooky.
Yeah. This is the All Dungeons RMG coming through again. He misses the item dash. He can just do it blind, though. The problem is like the more attempts it takes, the more that Stealthless gets in the way. After the third try, you should probably just use the bomb.
Yeah. Like that. So this just means Gamma just has to kill Vitreous and kill Trinex now.
Yep.
And Rob just has to kill Vitreous, go back in for his Ice Rod. This is going to be close, especially if Rob goes in.
Well, if Rob doesn't go back in, then it's not even a race anymore.
Oh, yeah, at that point, it's not even a race.
That would be tragic. We don't want to see that. Oh my god, Gammachuu's doing another one of these. Which is the kill Vitreous play, I think. I think I would do, like, Trinex last. Or I'd do Vitreous last, because you can walk from Vitreous to Ganon pretty quickly. But Turtle Rock is going to be a save and quit. But it's such a small difference. Oh yeah, if you're clipping here, you actually want to be on the second bump, because it's a little faster. You skip a little bit of a teeter animation, and you hop straight into the transition. But this works fine too. Yeah, that little like ledge hop Gamma did, you can skip that by doing the second bump. Gamma has to be a little careful here. I think he's getting a little bit of instruction on how to move out of that situation.
Yeah. That looks a lot like a, hey, you need to do this.
So kind of hilarious that the glove just actually never showed up.
I would laugh if we have a glove on Trinex just to cap this seed off.
I just want to see glove never. Because glove never also means that doing Meyer before TR is wrong. Obviously it's right for Rob because he's not in go mode, but Gamma should do TR first because getting back to Ganon is kind of awkward without a glove.
Alright. Another one of my fun hear me outs for the logic. Rob, you have the key. Flip the crystal switch. None of my favorite... Oh, hear me out on funny item location possibilities. We're missing 2 gloves right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We have flippers. They're just both an Ice Palace.
Yeah, they're both in ice. But we also have the cane, and they're probably just cane locked. Both in ice is more fun, though.
Yeah. Both in Swamp Palace is pretty good, though.
Yeah, Rob is losing a little time doing the Godmire gamble, which is the sensible thing to do for him, but it's definitely going to cost him.
Again, it's a gamble. That was so smooth.
Yeah, those are hard to save time on. There's go mode for Rob at 122.09. So it's really is just Gammachuu has to finish Fiddy. So Rob's a little ahead.
Little ahead. So this is going to be fun to watch the ending of, I think.
Are there any checks that one runner did that the other didn't besides front of Swamp?
Rob did Catfish.
Gamma did Catfish too.
Gamma did Catfish.
I think. I saw him trying to bomb clip up the mountain, and he was talking about that being a critical strat, and then I was wondering what he was actually doing with it, and it was Catfish.
Right.
So Rob into back of TR. Gamma is just overworld behind. I'm not sure why he's here though. Gamma, where are you going? Are we getting potions? I don't quite understand this.
He's refilling his blue potions so he can
get to Ganon.
Big flute to Ganon.
There's no way that's worth it.
That depends on how long. We will have to see what happens here. This is going to be interesting.
Did he open the front of TR?
No.
Okay, if you open the front of TR, it would make a little more sense, because you could fake flute on that screen.
He's probably going to mirror and fake flute from that screen anyways.
I disagree with this. I think you should just walk to Ganon from the Death Mountain. Super jump to Hype Cave and just walk. There's no way this is faster. It's more fun, though.
I like seeing experimental routes like this. This is really neat.
I think maybe if you had the flute, like the real flute, you can get the potions faster, it might be worth it.
So, Gammachoo's a turtle rock behind right now.
Yeah, it's a substantial amount of being behind. Let's see what Rob's path to Ganon is, because I think it might involve clipping off the mountain and river clipping to Ganon, which is the actual fastest way to do it from a save and quit, and you have no gloves. That's not right. Oh, Gammachoo's doing this weird other setup that's harder. Damn, I just learned the easy way. This is harder. It works, but it's harder.
Where are we going, Rob?
Rob is doing Death Mountain to Ganon. This is his Dark World access, so he has to do this at some point. Gammon will as well. I mean, unless he wants to fight Aga 1, which would technically get him there. So this is DMD. Pretty standard DMD, and I think he will just do a river clip. Which is done on this screen here. It's the same glitch that gets you into Aga 1, if you want to do that without the swords, or even if you just want to do it quicker. You just dash there, and you stop at the bush and dash again a little lower. And this one, the movement's pretty particular. You want to walk until Link's head is split. And then, why is he going down? Go up. Not sure that will work. Yeah. So
okay,
he should have just split the screen and then walked up. I don't know what walking down, if that's what ruined it, or if it was something else. But, yeah, it is easy to hula-hand yourself if you do the wrong movements on that screen. So it's interesting because Rob was ahead by a lot more than he is now.
Where does it put you if you transition north from Link's house screen in Fake Light World? Or in Fake Dark World?
Well, the funny thing about Houlihan is I think it actually just puts you in real Light World.
No, I mean, looking at from Gamma's route right now, he's obviously setting up for a fake flute through his portal.
Oh, in Fake Light World. Oh, like if he flutes to 4? Oh, that's an interesting question. Pretty sure it would just put you on the Dark World version of that screen, which is,
But the bottom of that, I thought, was fenced in.
Yeah, but the transition is probably not where you think it is. It's before the fence. It actually makes a lot more sense to flute to 5 here.
Yeah.
This is kind of neat. It's faster than failing the thing that Rob is doing, so, yeah.
It's true.
Now, Rob, go up. Maybe that's good. And it's good, and Rob is the first person in Ganon. Let's see if he can pull it out. He just has to, like, not die and not miss Torch Glitch. Or not miss 1-in-1. He can miss Torch Glitch. You actually, don't really want it.
Silvers.
Yeah, you don't want Torch Glitch unless you can use it to freeze Ganon in a good spot.
More importantly, don't fall.
Don't fall.
More important than anything else here, don't fall.
Well, he got 1-in-1. So unless he falls or dies, which is really unlikely, falling is a little more likely when you have silvers because you tend to play riskier to get triples in. He is in the lead. But Gamma also gets a fast phase 1 and 2. So not giving up any time to Rob here. So let's see what happens here. Oh, Rob, no. Don't walk into Ganon.
Oh, no, he got turned on the light, got hugged.
Oh, I saw that coming too, because he was walking towards Ganon and expecting Ganon to warp away faster than he actually did. So now Gammachuu is ahead by the entire fight. It's pretty hard to... Oh, that was close to...
Gamma tried to give us the close one.
That's going to be a double, and that's going to be game for Gamma, though. Oh, that feels bad.
That feels pretty bad for Rob, but that was a nice, clean finish.
Yeah, GG for Gamma. That was very nice. It was fun to see two people find different paths to Ganon and have that determine the race, because, you know, it's not just that Ganon fall, it was also the river clip, not quite understanding the movement there.
Yeah.
But you can go back really deep into the seed and say, well, Gamma soft-locked a couple times in the early game, and they kind of cancel out. So really, it was just an extremely close race.
It was an extremely fun race to call, too.
Yeah, different go mode items, different routing. It's always fun to watch players play without a glove, because that challenges your overworld routing a lot. I would know, because our last race really sucked without a glove.
I love pendant ice seeds, HMG.
Yeah, pendant ice seeds are pretty cool until you have to go there. As long as you don't have to go there, they're great.
But the way it challenges your thinking is fun.
Yeah, playing without a glove is it's a good exercise. It encourages you to route the overworld in a way that gets you more checks along the way. Instead of just saying, I'll save and quit and do it later, you actually have to figure out ways to clip around and still be able to continue a route. You have more interesting decisions, like do I go into Mire while I'm here without the cane? Which I'm surprised neither of them took, but might have sped them up a little because Ice Rod was there. It's hard to know whether Ice Rod or Cane Go mode was better in this seed.
And that's a GG for robjbeasley as well.
Yep, just a couple minutes apart.
That's
good.
kind of what you like to see in a race between two powerhouse runners like this.
And Gammachuu does get to retain that title of undefeated in the Swiss phase of this. He will get to prove himself in the bracket as the highest seed in the highest bracket, because we will be running 2 brackets. And maybe Rob will be in it too. Meet up with Gamma again for that casual boots tournament rematch.
Two fantastic runners, though.
Yeah, fun to watch. Now let's give a little quick thank you to their mentors as well, Red Kitsune and Krellbill.
Of course. I know Red's been running the glitch stuff for a while now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know for how long. I would say like less than Krellbill, less time.
Yeah.
But he jumped pretty much straight into no logic.
And then I know how good Krellbill's mentoring is, so something he mentored me.
Krellbill brought an entire community into the glitch community. There's a whole bunch of people who are here because of him. So.
Yeah. HMG's the mode that got me going, so yeah, sign up for an HMG tournament. Hey Krellbill, I'm signing up for this tournament. Can you teach me how to do basics of glitches now?
Did you say basement clip?
Basics of glitches.
Oh, okay.
I did not know how to do overall glitches when I signed up for that tournament.
That was a story that I've heard a couple times. A couple people join and just say, I'm just going to learn it right now. And they do. You can learn it really quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of glitches, it's an intimidating mode, but a lot of it is just the same basic techniques applied in different places.
Yep. People expect the minor glitches, like, Icebreaker and Diver Down, they're all very different from each other, and people think all the major glitches are that different, but they're actually a lot more homogeneous. So if you're thinking about getting into glitch modes, you can teach yourself. It's not just because if you missed the mentor tournament, doesn't mean that you have to wait 2 years for the next one. Just teach yourself. Find one of these 26 people who have just learned it, or they're 26 or so mentors. Plenty of people around to teach you.
Mm-hmm. I believe I can speak for most glitch community. We like teaching new people.
Yes, we're nerds.
Especially if they happen to stick around.
We're nerds. It attracts a certain kind of people.
But honestly, the glitch community is also just super nice to begin with, so.
Yep, that's why I say give a follow to my co-commentator Zeke. And thanks for joining me on this podcast. I will be ending this stream. Probably not running another one, just because it's kind of late, but tomorrow there will be 6 races, and I will pick a few that I think will be good watches. So tune in for that.
Yeah. And if you're not already, there's a follow button somewhere below your video feed for Malmo. Please click that button.
Thank you. Well, have a nice day, everybody.